Hello and welcome everybody to Capsule Filling Made Easier, or easy-ish, however you want to look at it. I've done other programs on how to fill capsules. This one is going to be a little bit more specific and have some of the things that I may not have talked about in my other capsule filling video, because there are certain things that if you're not aware of these little nuances, it can be a challenge and you can end up making mistakes. So I'm going to try to cover those difficult things so that if you know the definitions that we're going to talk about next, it'll go a lot easier for you. So first off, there are 5 components to your capsule filling kit. If you got the deluxe model, there are 5. If you got the not deluxe one, then you only have 4. The difference between a deluxe capsule filling kit and a not so deluxe is the presence of the plunger. This is the plunger for materials that are compactable, such as Garcinia cambogia. When you press down on the capsules, it'll give you more room inside the capsule so you can get a heavier capsule. So that's good. But things like today, we're going to do N-acetylcysteine, are not very compactable, so you're not going to get a lot of use out of your plunger. Okay, first of all, you need to label the components of your capsule filling kit. So there are 5 things that you need to label. The long base, which is this one here. Okay, this is your long base. Notice that you have 2 sections. It's got the springs on it. The long side of the capsule is going to go here. Your capsules have a long half and a short half. The long halves are going to be stationed in this. This is called the long base. And what I'm going to do is actually label it. Okay, so I'm going to label all this stuff. So you can apply a sticker, but if you're going to wash it in the dishwasher and so forth, you might want to use a magic marker to put long base on that. Now your next piece is your short base. Now the short base, one thing that you'll notice is that it's a plastic piece that has holes in it, but the holes do not go all the way through. So this is your short base. This is what you are going to put your short half of the capsule in, okay? So short base has all the holes. This is a 400 kit, so I've got 400 holes in here, but the holes don't go all the way through, so this is your short base. So we're going to label that. Next we have our plunger, and probably doesn't need a label, but if you're very symmetrical and you need that kind of thing, then go ahead and label the plunger. Now the next 2 are the most difficult, because if you get these mixed up, you're going to have lots of problems, and this is misusing these 2 are the reason that most people have great difficulty with capsule filling. If you get these 2 mixed up, or put them or use them in the wrong orientation, you're going to lose your product and have lots of problems. So what's coming next is very important. Okay, we'll start with this one here. Basically you have 2 pieces. All right, you have one with little holes and one with big holes relative to each other. So set them side by side and notice that one has much bigger holes than the other. The one with the little holes we call the Capsule Stop. Okay, the Capsule Stop. And why is it called the Capsule Stop? Because this is what you're going to use to prevent capsules from coming out of the short base. And that will make sense when we go through the whole procedure. The next one, the one with the big holes, this is called the capsule funnel. Okay? The capsule funnel. And why is it called the capsule funnel? Because the capsules are going to go all the way through this. You're going to use this one to get the capsules into the various bases. You're going to put it on top of the long base and dump the long capsules into it using the funnel. And you're going to put it on top of the short base and dump the short capsules on it to get the short capsules into the short base. Okay? So that's important. Now the next thing you need to be aware of is the orientation of the capsule stop and the capsule funnel. If you look very carefully at these, what you're going to discover is that there is one side, the hole is wide, but on the other side the hole is narrow. So you have a wide and a narrow side. Now right now both of them are situated wide side up. So go ahead and look at your own. Look at your capsule filling kit and look at those 2 pieces of plastic with the 400 holes or the 40 holes or whatever. And notice that one side has wider holes than the other. Now go ahead and label those so you don't get mixed up. One side label W, and the other side label narrow. So W and N, W and N. And you're going to need to know that when we get into the actual capsule filling procedure. So get yourself familiar with what I just said. If you need to go over it and review, it shouldn't be that hard. Go ahead and label your pieces: capsule stop, capsule funnel, long base, short base, and plunger. Go ahead and label those, and wide side and narrow side as well. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll get started filling actual capsules. Again, today we're going to be using N-acetylcysteine. Okay, here we go. Step one, what we need to do is fill the short base with the short capsules. So you take your short base here, okay, see there, short base, all right, set it down, and then grab your capsule funnel. So everything else I'm putting over here. A capsule funnel, okay, is what I'm using next here, capsule funnel, and I have the wide side facing up. So capsule funnel, wide side up. And then I set that right on top of my short base. So I have my capsule funnel on top of my short base, wide side up. Now, what I do is I use a box. This is where, next step is I'm going to pour my short capsules onto this and mix it around. To make sure I don't lose a lot of short capsules, I do it in a box. So I have this Amazon box, a box called 1B2. That size seems to be really good. So if you have Amazon boxes size 1B2, it works really good for filling capsules like this. Okay, so this is 1B2. So now I'm going to take a sack of short size. These are my short capsules here. You've got your long half and your short halves. My short halves are black. My long halves happen to be green. So I take my short halves, open up the sack, and I'm just going to dump them liberally all over what I have in this box. And so then I'm just going to be shaking them around, and then I'm pouring back in the bag. So I'm mixing these around so that it gets saturated. I want these little guys to find their way into the little holes. Okay, try to, boy, they're jumping all over the place here. Okay, so that's what I want to do. Put them in there so that they end up going in those teeny holes. So we're good. Okay, so that's enough. A lot of them have found their way in there. Then I shake off the excess without getting them all over the room, hopefully. So a bunch just fell on the floor, of course. Why not? It always happens. Okay. So now that I've done that, I take my excess and put them back in the bag. The benefit, as you can see, of using a box like this is it makes it easier. So just open my sack up here and pour these guys right back in the bag from whence they came. And since it's on camera, I'm going to make a mess, I'm sure. 1 second. Not so bad. Okay, so now I got my extras here. So now what I want to do is I want to take one of these take off the capsule funnel. So remove your capsule funnel and go through and fill in all the ones that didn't make it. So grab some more of these black ones and fill the rest in by hand. Now some of these will be the wrong orientation. They will be upside down. We're going to have to write those. So go in and fill the ones you see that didn't get filled like that. Now once you do that, next what you want to do is take a capsule, a short capsule here, take a short capsule with the whole side up. So grab the bottom of the capsule with your thumb and forefinger with the whole side up. Now go through and use it like a little plunger. Go into the ones that are upside down and just go right over the top, but press down, it'll come right up. Okay, and then just put it in the right orientation. Okay, so just suck them right out using the capsule in your hand. Okay. Up to 10% of your capsule will be the wrong orientation. always be on the lookout for capsules. Man, these are brittle. That's not good. So here we have our finished product. They're all orientated so that the whole end of the capsule is facing up and the booty end is down, okay? So now your short base is now full. Now, what you want to do next is put your capsule stop, because we're going to be turning this upside down at the end to connect it with the long half of the capsule. These are going to fall out from gravity the minute I turn them upside down. So to prevent that, you take your capsule stop, the capsule stop, take this one, the capsule stop, okay, oops, the capsule stop, take the capsule stop, and what you want to do is put it wide end down on top of the short base, okay, so put it wide end, wide face down, the capsule stop goes wide face down on top of the short base, just like that, okay? There you go, and we're going to set this aside. So later, when we turn this upside down, they're not going to come flying out on you, okay? So now we are all set. We are done with the short end of the capsules. Now we're ready for the long end. So let's set this aside. Now we're ready to work with the long base. So we're going to use our box again. Put our long base in our box, and we're going to open our wide. These are our long capsules, the long half. And we're going to do just like we did with the short half. We're going to dump them all in here to fill up these here holes. Okay? Don't worry about doing too much. You can't really do too much. Now, with the long half, you're going to mix them around a little bit longer because it takes longer to fill this guy. Okay? So mix them around there as liberally as you can. Oops. I forgot the capsule funnel. Duh. Alright, my bad. Okay, so you take your long base with the capsule funnel on top, put it in your box. Okay, now we dump our capsules on top. And what you'll notice is that you're going to get a way higher percentage of capsules that go in the holes. That funnel makes an enormous difference. Okay, you'll see everybody's volunteering for the holes now. Okay, so it's not nearly as many as with the short base, but quite a few. A lot more compared to before. Okay. So now once you've done a few of those, I'll try to wiggle this guy out of here. Without spilling them as much as you can. This is going to take a little finesse. Okay, so that's what you have there. Most of them are now full. We do have a couple empty ones, not very many. All right, and so after this, we take off the capsule funnel and we correct the orientation like before, because there's going to be some that went in upside down. So we want to go to those guys. For any that are still open, we want to go through and fill them in. And using an upside down capsule, plunge out the upside down ones just like we did before. Okay? There we go. Next, we're going to fill our long bases with product. Okay, so that's the next step. So I'm going to put some paper or something down so I don't get product all over my table, because that's going to be a little bit messy. Okay, so what we got is N-acetylcysteine. This is a really good antioxidant. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, turns into glutathione in the brain, helps with inflammation and oxidation, so very good for your overall health. Also detoxifies the liver, so good stuff. It's very granular, like sugar. All right, so put that in there. Now I'm just going to scoop it so that it fills our capsules. Now it doesn't look like I'm going to have enough for all 400, so I'm going to limit this so that it doesn't try to fill the whole thing. And put a different product in these remaining guys. Okay? So yeah, so alrighty, we got some ginger that I got from the Indian grocery store, and I'm going to use that to fill the remaining holes. Does compact, so I am going to compact those rows with ginger in it. There we go. That way I get the capsules nice and full. All right. So I'm done with these guys. I'll take my extra ginger and put it back in the sack, back in the package. I wonder, what if I get ginger and N-acetylcysteine mixed up? No big deal. They both have similar properties, slightly different mechanisms, but both are antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, so you're not going to hurt anything. Okay, next we're ready for our final gig. Okay, next what we want to do is so now what we have are my long capsules are completely full. They've been tamped down with the plunger, and now I'm going to turn now what I want to do is put the short end of the capsules on top of them and press them together. So what I'm going to use is what I set aside earlier. Remember this? This was my short base with the Capsule Stop on top of it with the narrow side down. So the wide side was facing the capsules. My narrow side is facing up. Remember we labeled this? So this is my Capsule Stop with the narrow side facing up. Okay, so this is the narrow side facing up. Remember, I have the orientation. We had a wide side and a narrow side to the Capsule Stop. So the narrow side is facing up. So now I turn it upside down. So my narrow side of the Capsule Stop is facing down, and I set this on top of my long capsules, the long capsule base with the capsules and the product. And so I line them up so that they fit, the holes go over each other, all right? And so now all I have to do is press down. Make sure I have healthy pressing going on here because I'm pushing them together. Now you're going to lose some products, so you're not going to get 100%, but the majority of these capsules are now connected, and I now have 400 capsules. Most of it is going to be N-acetylcysteine, and some of it's going to be ginger. So I take the top portion off, so I remove the short base, and here's my capsule stop here, okay? And now the capsules are all facing up, and I lift my capsule stop up, and oh boy, I lost a lot of product here. Okay, but anyway, it's not going to be perfect, and this was far from perfect. These capsules are getting old and they're starting to break, so this wasn't probably the greatest example. But this you're pretty much done here. Now you just set them aside. So you do like this. All right, and by hand you can reattach those ones that ended up failing here, and the others that's product that you have. So yeah, this is usually I have a lot better yield than this, but for some reason, maybe the quality of the capsules, I'm not sure, I didn't get a lot, but at least now you know the procedure, okay?